Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People's Show. Checking the Post Investigation brought to you by XCancer. Check them out at XCancer.com. This is my gut reaction to the Nebraska versus Oklahoma game. Now, full disclosure, the third quarter just ended. The fourth quarter has just started. And I'm obviously going to watch the fourth quarter, but it is going to be filled with subs. It's going to be filled with the most blasé offense and defense you've seen, especially from Oklahoma. So I don't know if there's much to gauge from that. From a Nebraska standpoint, when I go in and watch the rest of this game after I'm done recording this video, I want to see us playing with pride and fight until the end, no matter what. Chubba Purdy is getting some reps. In fact, he just had a quarterback run on fourth down and got stopped. But just full disclosure on that. Now, I guess I'm a fool. I legit thought we could keep this interesting. I kind of figured Oklahoma was the better team, okay? But I thought of the electricity in Memorial Stadium. We do have talent. I thought we'd come out with energy and enthusiasm. And I legit thought we could keep it interesting for at least the first half. I didn't know how long that would carry past halftime. Clearly I was wrong because it was not still interesting at halftime scoreboard-wise. I'm always interested in Husker football. Maybe that'll be my undoing. I don't know. But that will never, ever change. Now, OU didn't show a lot their first two games. And to their credit, they're better than I thought they were. But they were smart. They came out and they had a whole bunch of different things for Nebraska in this game. Nebraska clearly was not ready defensively after the first drive, struggled mightily offensively. I'm going to pose a crazy question. Is OU somehow better without Lincoln Riley? And here's why I think that could be the case. And again, they're obviously better than I thought they were, but they're a more well-rounded team. They can still score, but now they're playing defense. When I was in high school and college, OU was known for their defense, and about 6-7 years ago, they became pretty much offense-oriented, and their defense didn't really exist. They're more well-rounded this year, so I'm curious to see how OU does this year. Also, the other thing is they're clearly better than us. I don't think there's any debate about that, but the question I have, if I'm an OU fan, how much can I gauge how good we are? Because is it that Oklahoma's that good? Or is Nebraska just that bad right now? I don't know. But anyways, let's talk about a few stats here. They're not great, but let's dive into it a little bit. All right, OU tied the game. We went up 7-0. All right, and then OU tied the game on their longest play of the year at that point in time. A 61-yard touchdown run by their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel. He didn't really look like he was running. He looked like he was kind of jogging and waiting to be tackled, and it just never really happened. At this point in time, Oklahoma has scored 49 unanswered points. All right. Now, I did see some things early on from Nebraska. I saw some unique things. I saw them at one point. I'm pretty sure they motioned a bunch of guys over, but a tackle over. Now, I got to go back and watch the film to confirm that, but it looked like they went tackle over, which means you take the right tackle, put him on the left side, or left tackle on the right side. In this case, they motioned three guys. It looked like a tight end. Again, I got to confirm all this when I watch the film. And it looked like they motioned almost a tackle over or something like that. And then they had a fullback offset to the left. I'm like, well, they got to be running to the left. And they did give it to A.J. Allen on that particular play. So I saw a little bit of creativity early on. It didn't really last. I know you adjusted really, really well. Oklahoma dominated the trenches. Our defensive line, there's holes so big a semi-truck could drive through it right now. Unfortunately, against our defensive line, our offensive line's getting killed. Casey Thompson's running for his life. I'm not a big fan of calling out college football players. It's a little bit different than when I played because now there's NIL money. Now they're making a lot more money, but they're still kids. That all being said, Bryce Benhart has really struggled this year. And I advocated in the offseason, if you watched my show in the offseason, that he's a big kid. He's got some physical tools, but he didn't play well last year. He's not played well this year. He struggled mightily. Put him at guard. Or don't start him, one or the other. I guess if he's the best we got, I guess you got to start him. But I advocated for putting him at guard because he just struggles to move his feet. I have been told, and I have not been at all the Nebraska practices, but I've been told by a couple of folks that Kevin Williams, who transferred from Northern Colorado, okay, and is from Omaha, went to high school in Omaha, has looked good in practices. And he got a little bit of play time this game. But I don't know, maybe you think about, and I know he's kind of guard, tackle-ish, so to speak, but maybe you can get him some reps at that right tackle. Maybe swap him with Bryce Benhart. I don't know. So the OU defense, as we know, kind of dominated this game. All right, in the first half, they had 4 sacks alone, 8 tackles for loss in the first half. And I'm going to have to double-check this stat, but I think Nebraska, through 4 games, we played more than Oklahoma, has 3 sacks on the year. Again, I'll have to double-check that. Wow. Okay. The first drive, Nebraska scored, 77-yard touchdown drive. The rest of the first half combined, they had 71 total yards versus that OU defense, and that was really it. All right, through 3 quarters, because that's all information I have to give you at this point in time, here are some of the stats. OU has 30 first downs, we have 15. That's twice as many first downs. I thought this was a crazy stat because OU has 264 passing yards. We have 132. Literally double again. That's crazy to me. They have over 550 total yards. We have let me see. I wrote it down like 220-ish. Okay, they have almost 300 rush yards. We have 92. They're averaging almost 7 yards per carry. We're averaging 2.8. All right, again, OU is a very good football team. Nebraska, right now, unfortunately, as we all know, is a bad football team. Now, here's the deal. I got several questions throughout the game. People hitting me up. Hey, if Scott Frost were still here, and Scott Frost is in the past. All right, he's in the past, but just answering some of the questions that I got throughout the game that were the most common. Would this have still happened if Frost were here? My answer to that question is I believe it would have, because you look back last week at Georgia Southern. That was a team that had 3 wins last year. Their first year in a new offense, and they came in and they put up the most yards ever an opposing team put up in Memorial Stadium. The difference between Georgia Southern and Oklahoma is they have way more talent, Oklahoma does, and they also play defense. So I don't think this really would have mattered. Obviously a bad game. Not a good start for Mickey Joseph, but this has been building for over 4+ years. There's only so much Mickey Joseph can do in 1 week, so I don't know how much you really learn about that. I would have hoped that the energy and enthusiasm for the Huskers would have lasted longer throughout the game, but I think a lot of that was based on the fact that they couldn't stop nobody, and it just got ugly quick. All right, there's 8 more games. All right, now, I would give Mickey Joseph, I'm done with my notes. I was looking at my notes, seeing if there's anything else I want to talk about. There's 8 more games that he's going to be the interim head coach. Obviously, things got to change. I would give him at least a month. Okay, and Mickey Joseph's a former Husker, so innately I want to root for him. He's an interim head coach, so innately I want him to work out and stay here. Let me make that clear. I'm rooting for him. But trying to be objective, I'd give him another month because we got to do what's best for this program. All right, I'd give him another month before I kind of start, hey, things are getting better. Hey, things aren't getting better. You got to give him more than a week, some more time, see how this plays out for a month, 6 weeks, 8 games. All right. I'm not even mad. What's to be mad about? It's almost like we finally just got put out of our misery when the game finally ended. My son was like, this is the longest game ever. And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, it feels that way. But do me a favor. I'm go big red for life. You know, I almost feel punch drunk at this moment in time right now. But I'm go big red for life no matter what. Like this video if you're go big red for life no matter what. And comment below. Comment. I don't even know what to ask you to comment on. There's so many things. Comment, what are your thoughts on the O-line? The D-line, was the tackling better? Obviously, the score stunk. How do you feel about Mickey? How much time, before we can really start to learn about this team under Mickey? Is he going to take the full 8 games? A month? I don't know. It's not funny. Go big, red, and always remember, don't bones. This show is brought to you by XCancer. Join the fight at XCancerStore.com and support your loved ones, your neighbors, and cancer fighters all over the world and help them gain access to revolutionary treatments. XCancerStore.com has a wide variety of t-shirts and merchandise supporting a wide variety of cancer battles so you can show off the colors that matter. Proceeds from each purchase not only help those at home, but also cancer fighters in Tanzania, Africa. Check them out at XCancerStore.com.